Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Ronald W. Satz, founder and chair of the International Society of Unified Science and president of TransPower Corporation, a commercial and custom software manufacturing and certified systems engineering company. I work as a systems and mechanical engineer and as a theoretical physicist. As usual with my weekly screencast, I will be talking about the reciprocal system and how it differs from conventional theory. We have three interesting topics today: eternal life, planets found around solar twin and galactic cluster, and the real purpose of sleep. So let's begin. Here's an article from Science Daily in 2014. It says here, quote, "Belief in immortality hardwired. Study examines development of children's pre-life reasoning." And the summary is, by examining children's ideas about pre-life, the time before conception, researchers have found results which suggest that our bias toward immortality is a part of human intuition that naturally emerges early in life. And the part of us that is eternal, we believe, is not our skills or ability to reason, but rather our hopes, desires, and emotions. Well, that is quite wrong. Immortality has nothing to do with beliefs or desires or hopes. Those are emotions. So let's go back and look at my comment. Emotions are not the source of our belief in the immortality of the soul. Existence is comprised of a physical realm constructed of space-time units and a metaphysical realm constructed of non-space-time units. Rational, ethical human beings are compound structures, part physical or biological, and part metaphysical or non-physical. Our emotions and intellect are physical. It is our metaphysical unit which survives bodily death because it's non-physical. And it is our metaphysical unit which is the source of our ethics, our creativity, and our status as observers in the physical universe. So please read my mentor's metaphysical work. That's Dewey B. Larson's Beyond Space and Time for all the details of this. Okay, now on to topic number 2, planets found around solar twin and galactic cluster. And notice that it's galactic, not globular cluster there. Again, this is from Science Daily in 2014. Astronomers have discovered 3 planets orbiting stars in the cluster Messier 67, that's M67. It's a famous cluster, by the way. Although more than 1,000 planets outside the solar system are now confirmed. By 2018, it's really several thousand at this point. Only a handful have been found in star clusters. Remarkably, one of these new exoplanets is orbiting a star that is a rare solar twin, a star that is almost identical to the Sun in all respects. So conventional theory has no explanation as to why so few planets have been found in globular or galactic clusters. But those of us who work in the reciprocal system obviously do know why that is the case. So let's just scroll down here, see if there's anything interesting. Three planets were discovered, 2 orbiting stars similar to the Sun, and 1 orbiting a more massive and involved red giant star. The first 2 planets both have about 1/3 the mass of Jupiter and orbit their host stars in 7 and 5 days, respectively. The third planet takes 122 days to orbit. So that's about it. The problem in conventional theory is that they say that globular clusters are the oldest structures in the universe, and they really don't say too much about galactic clusters. Let's just go back and see what the reciprocal system has to say. Astronomers have the sequence of clusters upside down. They say that galactic clusters are young and globular clusters are old. Well, dead wrong. Globular clusters are relatively new and galactic clusters are relatively old. This is because globular clusters are always forming in intergalactic space, and then eventually many of them become absorbed into existing galaxies. So globular clusters around the Milky Way eventually merge into our galaxy, and what happens? The gravitational tidal forces stretch them out, making galactic clusters. Therefore, galactic clusters are older, and the stars are therefore likely to have planets because they've gone through one cycle. And as there's been a supernova explosion, creating a red giant white dwarf pair, or possibly a red giant and a series of planets. So that explains that. Now let's talk about the purpose of sleep. This is really very interesting. All the other theoreticians out there have no real clue as to why we sleep. According to this article in Science Daily, which again is from 2014, it says here, why do animals ranging from fruit flies to humans all need to sleep? After all, sleep disconnects them from their environment, puts them at risk, and keeps them from seeking food or mates for large parts of the day. That's because I'll tell you why, because it's a biological necessity, and I'll explain the reasons in a moment. So let's see here. According to Dr. Giulio Tononi of the UW Center for Sleep and Consciousness, sleep is the price the brain must pay for learning and memory. During wake, learning strengthens the synaptic connections throughout the brain, increasing the need for energy and saturating the brain with new information. Sleep allows the brain to reset, helping integrate newly learned material with consolidated memory so the brain can begin anew the next day. Well, that's true, but that's not the fundamental reason. And it says here, why would the brain need to reset? Suppose someone spent the waking hours learning a new skill, such as riding a bike. The circuits involved in learning would be greatly strengthened, but the next day the brain will need to pay attention to learning a new task. Thus, those bike riding circuits would need to be damped down so they don't interfere with the new day's learning. So he says here, sleep helps the brain renormalize synaptic strength based on a comprehensive sampling of its overall knowledge of the environment, rather than being biased by the particular waking day. Okay, that's true, but that's just a subsidiary purpose. And I say here, the purpose described in the link is subsidiary to the actual purpose, which is as follows. Now pay attention. This comes directly from the reciprocal system of theory. Biological organisms are part spatial, body, and part temporal, brain. The spatial aspect comes from the material sector of the universe. That's the material sector of the physical universe. The temporal aspect comes from the cosmic or inverse sector of the physical universe. In the material sector, the atoms oppose the space progression, whereas in the cosmic sector, the cosmic atoms oppose the time progression. Sleep is necessary in order to resynchronize the material and cosmic aspects of a biological organism. Otherwise, the two aspects would separate. Sleep disconnects the two aspects so that they can become, once again, synchronized. So, study the reciprocal system and prove it for yourself. The reciprocal system is a unified general theory of the universe, in fact, of existence. The simplest possible treatment is my work called The Unmysterious Universe. It's only $9.50 from Amazon. The most comprehensive work is my software ebook, Existence and Interactions, a computational treatise of the reciprocal system, the true theory of everything. It contains thousands and thousands of equations which will keep you professors and scientists and engineers busy for many, many months. And to get through that, I have two database modules which make it easy to apply the reciprocal system in actual scientific and engineering practice. The reciprocal system microcosmos database and the reciprocal system macrocosmos database. So again, study the reciprocal system and prove it for yourself. Thanks for your attention.